Hey, hey, my fellow geothermal students. Wow, I feel so much different after Halloween. Eating all that candy makes me feel so much younger. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, whoa. Oh, yeah, right. That baby, he just comes out of the woodwork. You never know when you're going to see that guy. But, we got to look at your midterm exam coming up here, topic 10. And then submit your median temperature lab. Okay, guys, take a look here. So you see here in topic 10, we're looking at midterm exam. Midterm will be 30 questions that come directly from the tests you have already taken in previous weeks. On this test, the maximum number of points you can get is 100. Yeah. You'll have 2 hours to answer the questions, unlimited attempts. So do well, and you'll have good review. So go, run through it, ace it. And if you have some issues, come back, see where your issues are, correct those issues, and get 100%, guys. A+ for you. This is how it's going to work. So there's one question per page. I would suggest that if you don't have a good connection, that you save each page. That way you don't lose your data. Your submission, like I say, 2 hours to do it. The Earth is divided into blank units from the atmosphere to the center of the Earth. Remember the best answer, huh? Only 3, less than 4, only 6, only 2. I'll leave that up to you guys. Good luck on your midterm exam. Then we also had submission of your median temperature lab right here. See, I think that's this one right here. Yeah, here we go. So that was submissions back here in week 9, topic 9. Median temperature lab, submit data, and you click on it. Actually, let's take a look and see what you're going to find. This is the teacher view, so it might look a little different than what you'll see. Instead of seeing view grade all submissions, you'll see a submit button down here. You see where I'm highlighting the view grade all submissions? So it looks like we have 3 submissions and 2 need grading. Whoa, hee-hoo. Good job, you guys. Here's Gary. I took a look at Gary's here just a minute ago and did a great job. I guess he gets an A+, that guy. He's awesome. And then we take a look here. Looks like Shauna's got hers. I'll take a look and grade that. And then we have Lynn Farmer. There she is. She has submitted for grading also. 26th. Good job, you guys. Don't miss out on this. That median temperature is probably the essence of localized geothermal energy. Don't miss out on that opportunity. And then we have the week 12. This is the submission week, so it's out there in week 12. What I like about geothermal energy paper. If you look at week 10, where we're at right now, what I like about geothermal. I hope you have decided on a topic for your 5-page paper. What I like about geothermal energy. Refer to week 7. So let's refer to week 7 real quick. So if we run back up in the course, take a look at what am I supposed to do for my week 7 term paper. What I like about geothermal energy. Week 7 term paper, what I like about geothermal energy. Now is the time to start thinking about an area of geothermal energy that you are interested in. Any facet of the science is available for your 5-page, 1,200-word paper. Due week 12, 100 points possible. 100 points possible. Please use current resources as the field of geothermal energy is growing and changing rapidly. Include citations, resources, pictures, and graphs as you desire. You get extra credit if you come up with an aspect of geothermal energy that I have not included in your course. NRG 246, Introduction to Geothermal Energy. Cool. I'm looking forward to the opportunity to write a paper on geothermal energy.
Very powerful, and I'm going to submit it, yeah. Submit it and get an A+.
Who was that guy anyway? Who was that guy? So you remember back in topic 10 or topic 9, we were talking about drilling techniques, deep water drilling techniques, and underground the horizontal drilling, so steerable drilling techniques. But what about existing infrastructure?
Supply and waste drainage lines are the main arteries of our daily lives.
This is a great opportunity for a small business. This is a large-scale application, but there's a lot of trenchless pipe replacement going on in the backyard mechanic level also, or the shade mechanic. So you can get a relatively small piece of equipment and start a business. Yeah, a great opportunity. Check it out.
They affect both our industrial and domestic well-being. As pipelines installed underground are unseen, the general public does not always pay them the attention they deserve. The importance and value of a well-functioning pipeline infrastructure becomes evident as soon as failures occur, because the effects of these failures are often drastic for the parties concerned. Damaged sewers are no exception. The exfiltration of wastewater pollutes the groundwater. The infiltration with penetrating fresh water is an unnecessary burden for the wastewater treatment plants. Thus, the improvement and maintenance of water and gas supply pipelines and sewer drainage pipelines should have absolute priority. The worldwide effort for the renovation and replacement of sewage pipelines has reached alarming dimensions. Repair or renovation is not always possible. At the latest, when the pipe is no longer sustainable in its structure or even hydraulically overburdened, it has to be renewed. Many pipe renewal projects are carried out using the pipe bursting method, thus without open trenches. This method comes along with an enormous cost advantage. Also, construction and traffic aspects, as well as resident interests, increasingly call for trenchless methods. There are two different pipe bursting methods, dynamic and static. When dynamic pipe bursting is being applied, a pneumatic hammer or ramming machine is propelled through the old pipe with the assistance of a winch, which performs the actual pipe bursting operation, whilst simultaneously pulling in the new pipe size for size, or upsizing of existing pipelines is also possible. A hydraulically driven static pipe bursting rig pushes the quick lock rods up to 200 meters into the internal line of the old pipe. On arrival in the target pit, the bursting tools with the new pipe are connected. While the rods are being pulled back in, the old pipe is fragmented and displaced, and a new pipe of equal or larger pipe diameter is pulled in at the same time. Under favorable conditions, the rods can be pulled back through the rig and simultaneously pushed into the rear-facing mains, ready for the next bursting operation. A highly productive solution. The time needed for the rod string assembly and disassembly for an entire two-way mains replacement length is thus saved. House connections can be installed or replaced directly from out of the pit or the manhole to the interim pit without open trenches. Some sewer lines are made of brittle materials like vitrified clay, concrete or grey cast iron. In such cases, a bursting cone and sleeve is utilized which shatters the defective pipe into small shards and displaces them into the surrounding soil. Materials which are hard to break, for example steel, ductile cast iron or plastic, are cut open with a cutting or roller blade and pushed apart with an expander. Pipe manufacturers have developed pipes with functional protective coatings which conform to the requirements of pipe bursting. Industrially produced and tested pipes, mainly made of high-density polyethylene, polypropylene high modulus of elasticity, as well as cross-linked polyethylene plastic pipes supplied as single or coiled lengths, but also cast iron, steel, stoneware and polymer concrete pipes can be installed.
Unsere Kunden wissen, entscheidend für
Our customers know quite well, if success on the job site is what is required, you must have reliable equipment. That is why our quick lock bursting rods are so popular. Unlike the screwed rods, they're easy to connect quickly and are labor saving, even under the most difficult on-site conditions. Rod disassembly is just as simple and no special operating tools are necessary. Dirt on the coupling parts raises no problems at all. The engineered contours of the quick connectors make sure that the rods are stable when pushing. You can push them into several 100-meter-long mains without any problems. The support of an auxiliary winch is not required. Anyone who's ever worked with the quick-lock pipe bursting rods from Tractotechnik will never want to use other rod types again. An interesting new feature is the double-action system just coming into operation with the Grundoburst 1250 CP rig. CP stands for Continuous Pull or Push and means continuous pushing or pulling of the rods without interruption. The Grundoburst technique, with its broad range of applications, covers the diameters from ND50 to ND1000 and can be used for bursting and replacing almost any old pipe material. Power application is line speed and time controlled. The controlled pulling forces are continuously measured at the new pipe according to technical standards. The bursting rig can be mounted in pits and manholes. Thanks to its universal design, the rig design allows the performance of pipe bursting, pipe relining and swage lining jobs with the same basic equipment. The Tractotechnik TT Group renewal technology is widely accepted and applied worldwide. British Gas was the initiator of the pipe bursting method. At the end of the 70s, the company found a simple alternative for renewing gas lines: the soil displacement and ramming Grundo crack technique from TT. In the meantime, more than 50,000 kilometers of pipes worldwide have been replaced using the dynamic and static pipe bursting methods.
Pipe bursting has a long tradition here in the United Kingdom, and the Grundoburst is considered to be both reliable and easy to use.
In Russia, we need a reliable, robust and maintenance-friendly technology. We have every reason applying the pipe bursting technology of Tractotechnik. Pipe bursting has the edge over other methods in China's large and densely populated cities. The quality of the pipe bursting technology with Grundoburst has convinced our customers. People have started talking about it. Now its application is rapidly growing.
Here in Australia, the economic advantages of pipe bursting are well known. The Grundoburst's unique features make the technology more and more popular.
Here in North America, since the runs are longer than they typically are in Europe, up to 1,000 feet here, or 300 to 350 meters, and our diameters are longer, we put 3 times plus the hours on the equipment and have had no quality problems whatsoever here in North America.
Tractotechnik and TT Group partnerships are pioneers and market leaders in the production of bursting and drill rigs and many other systems for trenchless pipe installations. The extremely high innovation density, 350 patents per 500 employees, is a guarantee for cutting-edge technology. The numerous innovations have won many
TT Technologies. Former drain pipe repair at the household level. At the household level.
Former drain is a no-dig pipe repair system. It's a steam-cured fiberglass and epoxy system pulled in place. It's been steam-cured since '94, so it was designed that way from the start. The preparation starts with laying the bladder down on either a table or on the floor. That bladder is going to be wrapped in a polyethylene layer so that the epoxy doesn't stick on the bladder because it is reusable. Once that is wrapped, we're going to mark our measurements on the bladder and just lie down the fiberglass layer by layer, and which is usually a 2-layer repair. So layer by layer, we're going to lay this down and then wet out. This means we put the epoxy over the fiberglass. Every single fiber has to be covered. The amount of resin that's going to be put on this fiberglass is precisely calculated, and we can find that information in the installation manual. So every single pipe size, every length, you're going to know exactly how much epoxy to weigh, and you have to spread the whole thing on the fiberglass. Once that fiberglass is rolled over the bladder, we're going to roll it into another polyethylene layer. That's going to make it more watertight once the repair is in, and that's going to prevent the resin from going into cracks. So once that is wrapped, we're going to U-fold it to make it smaller. So you fold it and U-tape it like about every foot, and then it's reeled on a big reel that is supplied with the equipment and taken to the job site. Once we get on site, since it's a pulled-in-place process, we're going to need to string a line from the upstream access to a downstream access. In a residential case, it's usually a clean out upstream at a manhole, a municipal manhole downstream. When the line is strung, we're going to pull back the winch from the manhole to the clean out. This way we've got a link between the insertion point, which will be the clean out, and the pulling point, which will be the manhole in the street. Once that line is strung, we're gonna basically just attach the bladder with an eyelet that was designed, that's already on the cap. We're gonna attach it, and then the operator outside at the manhole will pull that repair in. The measurements were important. When we wrap the bladder, we put the measurements, we have a stop mark. So we know exactly where to stop pulling the bladder. This way we know it's in place. We know the repair is where it belongs. Once it's in place, all you have to do is bring the hoses in from the trailer, set it up outside for the steam intake and the air intake, and then basically attach it to the bladder and inflate it. And we inflate with straight steam, so we don't put air. Air is going to be there as a backup, and for cool down once the cure is done. We're going to inflate the bladder with straight steam. And when that steam is in, the pressure of the bladder is going to make the repair conform to the old pipe, and the heat is going to make the resin cure and harden to make a perfectly cured and perfectly solid repair each time, every time. Since the fiberglass is laid flat, once you roll it over the bladder, it's not a tube, so it can conform to different shapes and sizes. So we can usually go from one upsize, let's say 4 inches to 6 inch, we can do the transition perfectly without knowing where it is down the line, because it will conform. Since it's like a newspaper, like a rolled newspaper, it's going to open up which the tube can't do. You got to stitch, you got to make sure you know where it is and position it. How a repair is going to conform to that. So when you've got a little offset joint or a much more offset joint, that's going to help as well, because the repair doesn't have a predetermined shape or a predetermined size.
So what to do with existing pipe runs that perhaps not just for repair, but once you've laid in a trench line or an existing foundation, then you could put this in as a your ground loop for circulation of fluids to harvest ground temperature. So, interesting stuff. And now we'd like to kind of turn the page a little bit here, start to look into the effects of geomagnetics. Remember, geomagnetics, the Earth's magnetosphere is generated by geothermal heat in the what we theorize as the margin between the outer core and the mantle of the Earth. Let's take a look at what geothermal energy might have to do with weather patterns and geomagnetics. This is what I was looking for.
I don't know if I'm scared of dying, but I'm scared of living too fast, too slow. Regret, remorse, hold on. No, I gotta go. I hear a voice calling out for me. These shackles I made in an attempt to be free. Be it for ease, be it for love. I won't take the easy road. I've woken up in a hotel room. My worries as big as the moon. Having no idea what or where I am. Something good comes with the bad. A song's never just sad. There's hope, there's a silver line. Show me my silver line. Show me my silver line. I hear a voice calling out for me. These shackles I made in an attempt to be free. Be it for ease, be it for love. I won't take the easy road. I won't take the easy road, the easy road, the easy road. Oh, I won't take the easy road, the easy road, the easy road. Oh, show me my silver line. I try to keep on keeping on. Show me my silver line. I try to keep on keeping on. Show me my silver line. I try to keep on keeping on. Show me my silver line. I try
Yeah, light suit skiers. Sweet, huh?
to keep on